Now y'all know I've been procrastinating with the story time, and the way technical difficulties have been happening. Yeah, but we still here. Hey y'all. So if you haven't watched the first part of the story yet, go ahead and click on the link in the top right hand corner so you can catch up because I jumped right into where I left off. If you've watched it already, let's go ahead and get into it. So yeah, it's the next morning, right? And I'm telling my mom, I'm like, yo, you either gonna get somebody to come get me or I'm calling the ambulance because I can't do this no more. I was literally dry heaving at this point, and I never knew until that point. Like when people say that you upchuck your guts, you can really do that. I didn't know that, so I was dry heaving at this point, and there was nothing left in me. So my stomach was starting to cramp every time I was like, "Huh," you know what I mean? So she was like, "Yeah, let me call your cousin," because I got family in the area, and my friends. A lot of my friends, we end up working at the same place, so it wasn't like I was able to call anybody to let anybody know, like, "Hey, this is what's going on. Can you help me?" They was busy, so I called my cousin. When my mom called my cousin come pick me up. He helped me walk down the steps because they used to call my apartment like the penthouse because of how it was and then where it was located. So he helps me walk down all three flights of steps. Struggling, baby. We get in the car. I thank God that my doctor's office was literally a straight shot. As soon as we came out of my subdivision to get to where we had to go, we made one turn and it was a straight shot. That car ride was HE double hockey sticks, real bad, because the motion in the car and stuff like that, it was just, I could feel it. So the doctor's office already knew I was on the way. My mama had already called, set up the appointment, got all that stuff done for me. And I get to the doctor's, they pull up with the wheelchair. They get me out of the car. I got pulled up front, front service, front curve service. You know what I mean? Anywho, I'm in a wheelchair. They put me in a wheelchair, and I low key don't even remember what happened after that, other than just sitting there. He ended up filling out the paperwork for me because at this point in time, my eyes are still closed. Like I'm not even looking during this time frame. So ever since the night before, when I closed my eyes and turned off the lights, my eyes was pretty much closed most of that time because I just couldn't open my eyes. I was dizzy and I was light sensitive. So we in the doctor's office, and the nurse comes in, and before the doctor even comes in there for real, they was like, "Yeah, it sounds like you got a bad case of vertigo." And I was like, "Vertigo? No, I don't care what it is. Just make me feel better." And that's exactly what they did. So we in the doctor's office, right? And I got my injections. They injected me with fluid. They injected me with medicine to keep me from feeling nauseous. They gave me medicine to keep me from feeling dizzy. It was all straight injections, and it worked immediately. Now, did I start feeling better immediately? Yeah and no. I started feeling better because I was able to open my eyes and stuff like that, but I was just weak, okay? Completely weak. So I was able to slowly walk out of there. My cousin took me back. I told him how grateful I was for his help. He walked me up to my room or whatever. I mean, back to my apartment. So back it up real quick to the doctor's office. The doctor ended up saying, "Hey, you got a bad case of vertigo. We're gonna send you to the physical therapist that's down the street, so they can do this maneuver." Pause. See, what had happened was you're getting ready to hear me say that the maneuver is BPPV, but that's not the name of the maneuver. The maneuver is called the Epley maneuver, and then I was diagnosed with BPPV. Okay, that's it. Carry on. On you, and the maneuver is called BPPV, benign positional something vertigo. I can't remember what the other P stand for, but I'll put it somewhere here. Um, and yeah, so we back. Call my mom. Mind you, she's freaking out. It's a Friday, and I'm like, "Mom, you don't have to come here." She's like, "Well, I'm coming down there tomorrow. I'm coming this weekend." Cool. So I think, if I'm not mistaken, she ended up taking me to the physical therapist. But I went to the physical therapist and I did this move or whatever that helps me. Now, this move is for your crystals. So you have your middle ear, right? Your middle ear is obviously past your ear, somewhere like connected to your eardrum and all that other stuff, right? And we have crystals in our ears, and those crystals are only supposed to be in a certain spot. So what happens is sometimes those crystals get loose and they float around in this tube that's in your middle ear, and they brush these really tiny hair follicles that will cause you to get vertigo. So when I did the move, he tested me and he was like, "Yeah, you passing this test to say, hey, yeah, this is what's causing you to feel like this." So he does the move and he puts my crystals back. The move is meant to put the crystals back where they're supposed to be at, right? So they don't float around in your ear just all willy nilly. So he does that, and I think like a week or two it takes me to start, feeling better enough to like, go back to work. Mom came down. Oh, that woman cleaned up my upchuck that was everywhere. She came and cleaned the house. It was smelling all good. It was just so peaceful. I slept so good. That was the first time I had slept as good as I did, because they gave me some medicine that will have you thinking you seeing stuff, which we'll talk about that too in another video. That's a whole nother story by itself. But long story short, I just started feeling better, but I wasn't exactly back to myself. And at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and stop the story time because it's gonna get too long. And child, the second part of the story, it get a little crazy. Okay, so we're gonna leave on that note. We're gonna leave on a high end where, I've been told that I'm dealing with vertigo, and I am starting to feel better, but just not to myself. So I appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank you for sitting with me and listening to my story time that I really low key have been procrastinating doing. I'm actually proud of myself because when I was thinking about it in my head, it was gonna go a little bit more not like this. So for me to get through this first part of the story is good. But I'm gonna tell you right now, baby, that part two, ooh wee. A few of us thought we was gonna have to go to jail. I ain't gonna hold you, cause it got a little. It got there. Okay, so I'm gonna see y'all in the next video. Again, I appreciate y'all. Much love to you, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.